Couture Project.
What's up, y'all? This is Marshall Couture, also known as Plex of DonkeyJawProjects.com, and today is day number 14 of 100 of making paintings for 100 days in a row for at least 30 minutes a day. And today I'm trying to do the whole talk while painting thing. So this should be an interesting experiment. I have done stuff like this before with drawing, and it wasn't the greatest, but this might be a little easier to do. So we shall see. But last night, as I said, I did work on this painting. I went in and put in some like darker pinks on this side of the face, because in the picture that's what it looks like there is, and then I did end up doing some highlighting in there. I think the pinks maybe are a little too strong here, but I don't know. It doesn't have to be perfect necessarily. And then I went and put in some blues here where the hand is for the shadow. Again, I don't know exactly how intricate I'm going to end up going with all this stuff. We shall see. But yeah, I don't know, that's something I learned. Like, I had a painting class in high school and stuff, so whatever I learned about painting is from that. So, you know, I only remember certain things that stuck with me, I guess, but you know, that was one of the things, like use a contrasting color for the shadows. You know, you don't always do that. I mean, it's by observation, it's by expression, whatever you end up doing, but you know, that's part of a way that's one way you can make a shadow. So, you know, you play around with it. So I tried it, and I think it looks pretty cool. It adds more to it and stuff. So I might end up, I mean, this is probably close to the inking stages, especially since I need to just get this thing done at this point, because today's like the deadline, and I like having a deadline. It helps move me forward sometimes to get stuff done. So let's see, what was I gonna start? Oh, I wanted to start messing with the eyes, because the eyes are definitely nowhere near to anything that I really want. So, but they're a small area, so it shouldn't take too long to kind of get to it. Probably have to mix colors. Doo-doo-doo. That's one thing I need to learn a lot about too, is mixing colors. I haven't looked up any tutorials on it yet. I mean, I've looked up a lot on painting and stuff, and you know, just nothing specifically on mixing paints and stuff. And I don't know. I guess I can just kind of figure it out as I go. But I bet there's techniques. And different ones with different mediums, like acrylic and, you know, watercolors and oils and all that. So I think I need a little brown in there. My eyes are hazel. So it seems like they almost look like different colors at times. But I guess they're kind of like brown, and I don't know exactly what the technical thing is for hazel, but they're almost like a brown, green, bluish type thing. I've always gotten compliments on my eyes, which I don't really, you know, because I I don't know. I've never been quite an eye person, you know, eyes people. Like, weirdly enough, I look at people's mouths more than I look at their eyes. I don't know why I do that. Um, so, it's just always how it's been. But eyes are the windows to the soul, they say. See, that's a little much. Already making a mess here. That's alright. Maybe I shouldn't have started with the eyes for the first thing I'm doing this morning. Yikes. I'll probably be interrupted here and have to stop the recording and start again later at some point, because kind of sort of have plans. Kind of sort of. Not really my plans, but you know, I might have to accommodate. I need paper towels. I think I have at least some scraps here. I guess you can kind of correct things with watercolor. I don't know. Seems like I've been able to. Computer's doing something weird. Okay. I have my picture up on my computer for reference. It's crazy. Like, it took me like half an hour just to set up how I'm gonna like record this. It seems like I do it different every single time. I have like this thing from work that they were throwing away, this like metal bracket thing on top of 2 cardboard boxes. My keyboard's on top of the bracket thing, and I have like this tray that I kind of made to put the camera on, underneath the keyboard and between that and the bracket. So that's what's holding that there. And then I have like lights mounted in different spots, and I don't know. And still, it's not the clearest of pictures. So that's fun. Sorry if there's gaps in my talking here. Let's see. Details. The devil's in the details. It's a weird saying. I think I would talk more if it wasn't for this being a specific spot that has a lot of detail. You gotta get the eyes right. Right? Maybe there's like a darker area in the very edge. So like I might go in crazy detail, like in one part, and then not so much in the other. It's probably going to make the painting look weird. But hey. But hey. Hey is for horses. So I don't know if you guys have seen, I mean you probably have, but Dee Dee Willingham did this awesome painting sketch thing. I don't know what they're like, pastel and paints and stuff, I guess is what she uses. But she did this awesome painting of my wife, similar to the one she did for me. Like it's just that her style, and really amazing work. Really got her likeness, and I don't know. It's just awesome, and I know my wife is just, she can't stop looking at it. She's like so excited about it. She's never had anybody like paint her like that was like that good, and or really ever. I got her likeness airbrushed one time. I didn't do it, but I was at like a carnival type thing and I did it. But yeah, this piece that Dee Dee did is just amazing, and it got her smile, and that's probably the biggest attribute of my wife. Like, that's really cool is her smile. She has like the most amazing smile, and she got that spot on, and it's just a really bright, cool, bright like picture of my wife and our painting, and that's kind of how my wife comes across. She's really got a bright personality, so that was really cool. So we're excited about that. Alright, I don't know. I think I butchered the eyes enough for now. I'll go in there with some highlights and probably clean it up a little, and I don't know. Who knows? What the heck am I even doing? Trying to paint. Trying to beat Jeff Lafferty or something. That dude is so good, man, at this stuff. It's crazy. It's cool because, like, kind of developed a friendship with him, and it's like he's just a normal friend or whatever, and we, talk here and there, or like when I go on the Artcasters once in a while, and it's just kind of normal. But then whenever I get a chance to just like sit there and like look at his stuff, I'm like, holy crap, this guy's so good. Like, it's nuts. There's a lot of you guys out there that are just amazing. Same thing with like Eddie Crosby. I can't believe like he's into my stuff, because like his stuff, and even Dee Dee, like, amazing. I mean, granted, they've been doing it for like a lot longer, and for like their whole lives, and I mean, so have I, but I'm younger, and but wow, like, it's amazing, and it's inspiring. So really cool stuff. So I'll never get better until I try, that's what I'm doing. And I've gotten a lot of encouragement from people, and that's really cool. Like, you guys have been super awesome. A lot of advice and stuff too, which I totally want and need. This charcoal thing this is something that actually Dee Dee gave me. It's really cool. I like it. For highlights, it's doing a pretty cool job of it. I don't know if this is what people normally use. I know, pretty sure Jeff has talked about he uses Prismacolor and some other colored pencils, which I don't think is the same thing as charcoal. And I have a Prismacolor one, but I don't know, the tip is so soft it just constantly breaks and wears down, and so that's annoying. But it is a little bit brighter white. Maybe I should try to break that out and see the difference here. Let's see. Oh wow, I have a fresh one I haven't even cut into yet. That's good to know. Then I guess you could get like Faber-Castell, and there's different brands of colored pencils, obviously. But also using this sharpener that Dee Dee gave me. I have a bunch of sharpeners. This is a General's All Art sharpener. And this one, like, is actually maybe better than the ones I have. Like, I've been getting better results. Sharpening pencils, man, is like, you never thought that would be like a struggle or something that you have to like figure out, you know, because when you're a kid, you know, back in the days, we had those windy sharpeners or whatever, and you just sharpen your pencil and go back and start writing on your paper or whatever. But when you're doing detail work like this, you know, you want a nice clean tip, and I don't know, it's an issue. It's not always easy to figure out how to sharpen your pencil in a way that kind of works. So let's see what the difference is. It's kind of hard because it's on a lighter surface that I'm doing this on, and honestly it's the same opaqueness, and I guess that's the issue. That's the you know, main thing that you look for in a you know, what a highlight pen or pencil or whatever, I think, is maybe like the opaqueness of it. But I don't know, maybe the fact that it is a little transparent is a good thing too, because there's never like an opaque highlight on an actual face if you're going for realism, really. I mean, unless it's super washed out, which some of this actually is, like especially on these hands, which I have the paint built up so much on here with actually white paint that I won't even be able to do anything with the colored pencil. And I need to get white paint because I don't have, all I have is what's in the watercolor dish. Like, so there's that, but I need like a white acrylic. It's making it a little whiter, but not really doing the trick. I may just leave that like it is anyways. It's kind of light enough. Doesn't have to be as washed out as the picture necessarily. Although there are all these like little hairs you could kind of do, which are kind of cool little detail. Not really good at doing little hairs. Jeff Lafferty does this too. Just kind of resharpens his pencil by rubbing the edge there, I guess, from what I gather. Alright, so let's see, maybe we can go and get in some more highlights. So the other thing is going overboard with the highlights. I find myself doing that a lot. You know, it's probably one of those novice mistakes. Yeah, I think I'm liking the charcoal better. So I'm going to continue with that. Seems to be getting a crisper line for me. The only thing is it rubs more, you know, it rubs off more, which maybe is a good thing, I don't know. But, you know, obviously, when you're done with the painting, you know, you'll throw some fixative of some sort on there, so it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world if, you know, it rubs off, because eventually you'll find a finishing point, and you know, it's hard to think while I'm drawing. I like the idea that I heard from what's his name, like Jeff Maricola or something Maricola. I forget his first name now. But anyways, you know, he was talking about in one of his painting videos that he likes to, like, he'll color the whole paper or whatever, and Eddie Crosby was telling me to do this too, and I did it with that glyph piece I did, I think, in a couple videos ago. But you know, you color the whole paper so you're not trying to attack just one piece of white paper. Like, there's almost a psychological issue there. And I think, I don't know if it's all psychological that is the issue, but it does kind of help, because the idea of, like, pulling, like, back and going back and forth with darks and lights, I think that's really where it's at, is where I'm, like, kind of finding it's at when it comes to, like, doing this detail type of stuff, especially. So, you know, if you can kind of fix mistakes, because you're just constantly going back and forth and kind of re-darkening and re-lightening and re-darkening and re-lightening until you get to where you want to be. Because I've been kind of struggling on, like, where do I go from here? Am I supposed to put more detail in? And I think my struggle has a lot to do with being not, you know, being practiced enough to be a patient enough artist to put the detail in. And one thing I learned also about that by watching videos from Art a la carte. I gotta remember that girl's name. She's really cool. Does kind of really simple art a lot of time. Well, I don't know. She does realistic stuff. She does, like, really cute type of, you know, animals and stuff like that, and sketches and color pencils so far is what I've seen. I'm sure she probably can paint and stuff, who knows. But, you know, she's a really sweet girl, and, she was talking about, like, people asking her, how do you, you know, get all the details for, like, fur or something and really do good with that. And she said something that is totally basic and obvious, but, you know, me being a lazy artist, didn't think of it. Really, or I don't know if I didn't think of it or I just didn't want to believe it. I wanted to believe that there was an easier way, I guess. But she basically said it just comes with taking time, putting time in the piece, and you know, some stuff is kind of tedious, but the only way you're going to get the results you want, if you really want to go detailed, is spending time on it, you know. And that's why it takes someone like Jeff Lafferty a lot longer to do a painting than someone like Jim Mafu would or something. Because, I mean, just look at the detail in their work, really, you know, and it doesn't mean that it's better or worse, you know. More detail isn't better, it's just a certain aesthetic, you know, that some people like, and you know, the world at large tends to respect that more than, you know, abstract stuff, or, you know, but people who know a little more about art, artists and stuff, and just people who enjoy abstract stuff more, you know, they'll have probably a different opinion, which is fine. But I like both personally, as an artist and as a consumer, or as a fan of art, I guess is what I should say. As an artist, I really love doing detailed stuff. Not as far as like super crazy awesome finished refined type of stuff, like I haven't built up the patience to do that quite yet, but when I say I love doing detailed, I love the idea of drawing what you see, which is what I'm doing right now. Like, a lot of people struggle, you know, with getting a likeness or something, drawing things and making it look like what it is. And it really comes down to just drawing what you see and practicing that. And a lot of artists don't draw that way. They draw what they think they see. I mean, a lot of artists do draw that way. I mean, it's obviously, it's a very common, I mean, that's what they teach in schools and stuff. And like, you know, the right side of the brain, that book or whatever teaches that. So, you know, it's something I learned in a drawing class I had a few years back. I don't know, like 5, 6 years, something like that. And you know, we did exercises. We did like the blind contour drawing stuff, and I need to, you know, do more of that stuff, you know, for myself now. But it's fun, you know. It's an interesting experiment actually, and I wonder if I should do like some kind of blending thing here, because it's weird. It's not that pink, you know what I mean? The pink is more of a tint, but I kind of want to keep those little lines, but maybe I should just blend it all in and then go back in. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. The psychological struggles artists go through. So yeah, just drawing what you see it's fun, because it's just like you sit there and you just like focus more on what you're seeing than what you think you see, and then you eventually you go back and you just look at it and you're like, holy crap, like how did I even do that? Like it's almost like a magic trick. And it's fun. It's like animation. You know, you just work on tiny details for a long time, but eventually, you know, the payoff obviously is when you get to see that thing finally in motion, you know. So, I don't know, that's how I think of it at least. And I mean, I don't even do it to the level that, like, somebody like Jeff Lafferty or Dave Gaskin or something like that does the realism. I mean, I can imagine how much satisfaction it brings them. You know, maybe none. I don't know. Maybe they think their stuff sucks, like every artist. But that's one thing I actually really appreciate. That with Jeff Lafferty, like he a lot of times will say, "Yeah, that came out kind of good. I like that," you know, about his own work, you know, and it's just you just don't hear that a lot. Like a lot of my artist friends, "Oh, that sucks. I hate my art," type of thing. And I've said the same thing, you know. But I've also felt like I've liked pieces, and there's no reason why we can't like our own pieces. Sometimes I wonder if it's a false humility, and sometimes, I mean, it really is. Like, you're just looking really critical at your piece and having, like, doubts and stuff like that. I mean, that's a big part of it. But I do think sometimes there is an element of false humility for some people. It depends, you know, on your personality and whatnot. I guess. I don't know. What do I know? I don't know. I could kind of call that done for the face, but it's definitely not. Well, I need to do the eyebrows and probably do some refinement. I don't know. It's definitely not done compared, you know, it's not Dave Gaskin or Jeff Lafferty done, that's for sure. And here we go, comparing ourselves to other artists, but I don't know. I heard a thing recently on a video. A guy was saying that was actually, and I don't hear this that much because everybody's like, you know, anti-compare yourself to other artists, even though we do it. Everybody kind of does it anyways, but there was this one guy, and he was like, might have been. All right, so my camera ran out of space. But what I was talking about was, and while I was, you know, putting the video on the desktop, I mean on my computer, I went in and I actually did smudge in those white lines, especially on this side of the face. Excuse me, sorry for burping. It's rude. I don't know if I'll do it on this side of the face or not. I might. We'll see. But what I was talking about was somebody was actually kind of, whoever it was, I can't remember. I was thinking maybe it was Jake Parker or somebody else. This other guy I've been watching, which I forget his name too. I need to start paying more attention to people's names. I don't know, whatever. Sorry guys. But they were kind of a proponent, whoever it was, of you know, maybe you should, you know, that's how you get better, actually, sometimes, is by comparing yourself to other artists. I mean, I think there's a balance you kind of, because you got to know where what you're shooting for, you know, and not only, yeah, I think it was Jake Parker, is like, not only, you know, compare yourself, I mean, you got to not compare yourself in the way where it's like, you know, where if it's stopping you, I think this is my take, if it's stopping you, you know, from doing your own work and trying and even, you know, doing crappy work on purpose so you can get better, if it's stopping you from doing that, then okay, don't, you know, stop comparing yourself to other people and just focus on your own thing. I get that. But he was saying, like, you know, do study other artists. Like, if there's an artist you're not good as, but they're like one of your favorite artists, somebody who's definitely a heavy influence, you know, study their art and draw, you know, literally copy their art and try to get to the point where you can reproduce exactly what they can do. And I think that was Jake Parker. Like, if you were a painter and you want to be able to draw to the level of like a Rembrandt, there's no reason why you can't kind of go in and kind of deconstruct that and get to the point where you can somewhat mimic it. Obviously, there's nobody, I mean, you're not gonna end up drawing exactly like that person no matter what. You're gonna have your own kind of your own take on it. You can't help it. You are your own person. Like, being unique is kind of automatic. It's not, some people do ape people to a certain extent, but they're like specifically trying to not have an identity. But if you're an artist who doesn't believe in copying people and doing exactly what they're trying to do, you're going to find your own way of doing it as you learn from other artists. You're just not going to copy them to that extent where it's like plagiarism, basically. So go for it. And that's a way to get better as an artist, is to compare yourself to other artists who are better than you, and try to reach their level. So, I mean, what's your goal is really a good thing to look at. And what is my goal here? My goal is not to draw necessarily to the level of someone like Dave Gaskin or Jeff Lafferty, and I'm saying them because they're like the top of my mind, but there's a lot of artists out there who are at that level that are just like amazing finish, way above what I do. But I would like to try to stretch myself and just get better, especially in whatever it is that I am good at, to get it to a point where it's like more on a professional level, I guess. So I don't know, I've talked about that before. I'm not gonna try not to belabor it too much. It kind of dawns on me, I haven't even done my podcast yet this week. And I usually try to put it out tomorrow or Monday, so I don't know. It'll happen though. I always figure something out. Usually I get it done though, within the week, and maybe I just gotta post it up at this point in the week. But I had some ideas for getting some people on, but it's just been like kind of a crazy week. I haven't been able to do some of the normal stuff I do, which is weird because it seems like I had more time, but I guess it's just not working out that way. Didn't really leave enough room for the eyebrow when I drew this. Like, the hat is coming a little bit lower than it should, I think. Or maybe I just have to draw the eyebrow smaller. I don't know why I haven't even... Maybe I'll just do the eyebrows with black ink. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Kind of noodling. I don't know if I want to noodle quite this much on this because I have other things to do and I need to finish this today. That's the deadline I'm keeping. I mean, I don't have to. It's not for a client, but it is for the, Artcasters Art Challenge, and I just want to be done with it anyways and move on to learning with something else. So I think I'm just going to kind of finish it a little bit here, or get it to a level finish. That was weird. Like, I think I scratched too far into that surface or something. And now it's like dark. That is weird. I don't know how that works, but it's alright because this part is like really highlighted in the picture, so I think the cover up will work okay, I hope. It's like applying makeup over a blemish. I'm sure all you guys can relate to that. The only reason I think of that is because my wife is big into makeup. She has her own YouTube channel. I think it's Daisy Locust. And she does makeup tutorials and hauls and all kinds of stuff, mostly related to makeup. She's like kind of a makeup geek, as they say. Which I think is totally awesome. She's kind of got her thing, and I love it. And she's really good at makeup. Like, she's done it for other people, and if it wasn't for, you know, her kind of disabilities she's going through, she'd probably be working on a career in makeup in some shape or form. She's done it for weddings and stuff. Well, she's done it for one wedding. I don't want to like go crazy, but she's good at it is the point. Alright, I mean really that's about as good as I'm going to probably get the face anyways. Let me sharpen my pencil here. And that's the most important part, but I'll go in and try to refine some other parts as well. Let's see. I mean, yeah, I just gotta make sure I'm not going too crazy. Not because I'm trying to be lazy with this, but like I said, I really want to get this done. My other goal today is to finish up the sketchbook that I have, because tomorrow I want to start with a new one, which I may even start tonight, because a lot of times I stay up until past 12, so I'm like just mad excited about filling up sketchbooks and just getting better at this stuff. Might not sound like it right now because I kind of just woke up like an hour ago or whatever. I still haven't finished full cup of coffee. These highlights aren't really popping out like I kind of would wish they would, like just in the eyes at least. And I don't know if they can with charcoal. Maybe I can drop like a piece of paint in there like acrylic, but I don't have any at the moment. I gotta go out and get some hopefully today. My nose is stuffed. Now there's a lot of highlights going on in these hands. I don't know if I want to go too crazy with it though. For reasons I've stated multiple times. But kind of cut some of this out a little bit. Maybe I can just do like a smudgy effect, because they're not the important part of the piece, so they don't need to have like crisp things going on necessarily. It's my face. My face is the most important part of this piece. Hands, don't freaking try to get in the way of my face, so you'll be sorry. I'm so vain. Not really. It's funny, my birthday was recently, and I was hoping nobody, like, it's cool, like, I do want people to notice and say, you know, happy birthday or whatever. I don't know why, but, you know, you feel, if people don't, you feel like people don't care about you. I think it's the fear or something, as silly as that may be. And I did get a lot of people saying stuff, but I almost was kind of trying to duck out of some of it because I knew people might want to like throw me a party or something, which is awesome that they care about me enough to do that. But it's not that I don't appreciate it, but I'm not comfortable with being the center of attention. So I kind of didn't want that. And we had a bunch of discussion about that, me and my wife and sister-in-law and stuff, because my sister-in-law, I've been helping her out a lot as much as I can with her situation at the moment. And, you know, she was just like thankful, you know, and wanted to, you know, make a cake or whatever and do like a party. And I was like, I don't know if I really want a party, but I appreciate it. And I explained to her it's not that I don't appreciate it, it's just I don't really like being the center of attention and blah blah blah. But she still really wants to do it, so we kind of came up with a solution. Her husband's coming home pretty soon, he's in the Navy, and so what she's gonna do is make a cake, and it's gonna be like a double thing, like a happy birthday Marshall / welcome home to her husband, I guess. Which maybe is a little kind of weird, but we're close. It's not that weird. It sounds like it could be weird, but like I said, yeah, we're all pretty close, so it's not like that weird. But it's not like he's like, you know, out in war or anything like that. He's just in Florida doing some training or whatever. So probably shouldn't have said that, but I don't think it's like any kind of mission critical thing. He's just, like I said, doing some training or whatever. And he'll be home soon anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, I'm not that vain really in real life. But obviously, just in any piece, the face, you know, no matter who it is, the face is like the most important part, generally. I mean, unless you're doing some kind of artistic expression thing or whatever, where, you know, another attribute is where the focus is. There's nothing wrong with that. That's cool, too. But yeah, like generally, obviously, face is a big deal. That's what people gravitate towards. So, needless to say, or to reiterate, I'm not going to go crazy with the details on these hands. But I am going to do a little bit here. It's funny, I was hanging out with my buddy Mike Vlad, and, you know, I brought some of my art with me because we're both artists. You know, that's how we connect and a lot, and comics and all that, too. And he was looking at this painting. He was like, "Oh my gosh, this hand is so awesome! Like, he loves this hand." And I'm like, "Oh, well, cool. I'm glad you like it." I don't know that it seems particularly amazing to me, but that's cool that he likes that, and maybe it is a good thing, you know. But so he was really digging this hand, and I don't know, I might have messed it up now, but because it's way different. Well, not way different, but, you know, the blue shadows and stuff. It's different. about all the detail that those hands need, I think. Now what do I actually want to go in and do some detail on these? I don't know. Suppose I will, because I am. I really should sharpen again. Here. Yeah. Do that. There. Yeah, this is going to end up being a long video. So I guess this one's for you, Jeff Lafferty. Because he tends to like the, commentary stuff. Kind of the long video stuff. I don't know, maybe he might not even have time to look at it. Or anybody might not have time to look at it. Like I said, I haven't looked at the comments or if there's any comments last night because I just was busy. But we can continue this dialogue here. Is what would you guys prefer, like, as far as the kind of videos? Do you want me to do longer videos kind of like this where I'm talking while I'm doing the art, or do you want those like 10 to 15 to 20 minute commentary videos where I'm like just commentarying over the speed art? I guess, what do you prefer? I'm gonna end up doing what I can anyways. Like, if I can't do certain things, I just won't do it, because I only have so much time with the day job and all that fun stuff. So but yeah, what would you like to do for me to do? And I'll try to accommodate that if I can. Because ultimately these videos aren't necessarily for me. Because sometimes I watch them, sometimes I don't, but I mean, I do them, so I don't really need to watch them. It's a funny thing, like some people, a lot of artists will say they don't watch their own videos or something, or listen to their own music that they made, or I don't know, who knows. But I know with music, at least, I listen to my music constantly, because I make exactly the kind of music I want to hear, I don't make, I'm not pandering to any audience, really, but me first, and if anybody else likes it, then that's awesome. Kind of the same thing I do with art, really, or anything I do, which might mean I'm more of a hobbyist than a pro. Who knows? But I know that that's actually recommended for pro artists sometimes, is you can't just pander constantly. You got to do what you love, because that's where your best attributes will kind of come through. So, that's a debate. Not one that I spend a lot of time, I think, thinking about, but, well, maybe I do. I don't know. Who knows what I do? I don't even know what I do. Kind of want to wash out this shirt because it kind of pops more than I want it to, so I might have to throw some stuff in there. Weird where the highlights and shadows kind of come through with this picture, because I purposefully kind of did this, but there's two light sources and it's a really dark room. Other than that, I wanted to get kind of a cool dramatic effect when I took this photo. It's weird where some, like, especially on these letters, like, there's reflections on, like, a bunch of different sides. Like, there's highlights where I wouldn't expect them, and, like, the highlights on the bottom, kind of this, like, line here. Oh, and that reminds me I have to do this part. So yeah, it's a little weird, and that's kind of something you learn by drawing what you see and not what you think you see. Like, somebody who isn't disciplined in that would maybe just draw all the reflections where they think it should be, and then lo and behold, they look at the picture and it's not right, and they're just confused, you know. And you know, it's just another discipline you gotta kind of learn if you want to draw, especially if you want to draw realistically. I kind of wish, I mean, I do have other colored pencils and stuff. I don't know how much I want to go into that though, but I kind of wish that I had some colored pencils I could go in more detail. That I kind of would like to do that, but I kind of don't want to do it too at the same time, just to get the detail. But I'm gonna halt from doing that and try and stick to the script, I guess. Mixing some paint here. Go in and do some detail. Just for this little thing, this little guy. Make it pop a little bit, I guess. I don't know, not that I really want this part to pop, but it looks flat if I don't, like, go in there and put the shadows where they belong and stuff. Yeah, see, that makes it look a lot better. Maybe throw a little lighter gray in there. It's like this detail does not matter that much, but I'll see it. If I know I'm gonna see it, it'll annoy me. So it looks like painting over charcoal is a thing. That kind of works. Oh crap. Screen went away. Move the mouse a little bit. Let's see where these shadows are. Man, it's crazy how much it looks so much better when you just draw what you see. So I guess I like doing that, drawing what you see and get, you know, the reality stuff a lot, because it's just fun to see how it actually comes out when you do it, you know. But it's not necessarily the aesthetic I'm even going for, you know. So I don't know. I'll always do it though for fun, at least. It's a lot harder to turn something into a cartoon, you know. I don't mean like animation, but like a cartoon version. I was trying to do that last night with the RZA drawings I've been working on for one of my next paintings. And RZA is a hip-hop artist from Wu-Tang Clan. So yeah, if you didn't know that, that's what that is. But you know, I was trying to kind of cartoonify him, you know, and get his, at the same time, get his likeness. I did succeed at doing a pretty cool cartoon version of him, but it didn't really look like him is the problem. So it looked like a cool cartoon character, you know what I mean, but not a cartoonized character or whatever. But it didn't really look like him, unfortunately, so that was kind of sucky. But, you know, I guess, again, you know, you just keep trying until you get there, you know, especially when you're first learning how to do something like that. So, you know, I'll just keep trying, I guess. Mixing paints. Kind of afraid to go more into the face, but I feel like maybe I need to deepen some of those darks. Have no fear. Be fearless, as Dee Dee Willingham would say. Never get anything done if you don't just kind of take risks and do it, you know. And I don't have time to never get anything done. I've done that for way too long in my life. I want to make a career out of this stuff, you know. I mean, it's not even a money thing, you know what I mean? Like, I was thinking about this the other day because a friend of mine has been approaching me and saying they, like, you know, might have this opportunity and they want to help me out because they know I'm a good guy or whatever and this and that. And it's like, okay, I mean, I'll listen to it, you know, I'll check it out, see what he's talking about. But I have a feeling it might be, I don't know, who knows what it is. I'm not going to judge what it's going to be, but I was just thinking, you know, even if I were to, like, I almost, like, would not want to win the lottery or anything like that, like, because even if I were to win the lottery, it's not about money. Like, I don't want to make a living off of art because of money. I want to make a living off of art because I feel like that's what I'm good at and what I can contribute to the world the most, you know, and just what I enjoy doing. Like, it doesn't have to be making a ton of money. I just want to make a living off of my art. That's more my goal than making money. The money thing is cool because it gives you more opportunity and more options, you know. And yes, the more money I can make, the better, but I want to do it with art. Like, I feel like if I were to win the lottery or something, then I would have missed the opportunity to make a living with my art, you know what I mean? And I kind of would be depressed, you know. I don't think that's what I want, you know. So, I don't know. That's a thing. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm like coming in and like messing things up. So, this is getting pretty long here, and I think what I'm going to do is probably go in and darken some areas a little bit. I may or may not do that. I might take some time off and work on something else or whatever, and then figure out if that's what I really want to do. And then I might ink it. I'm still on the fence of whether I should ink it, but I don't think I'm going to go in there with the paints to that kind of detail. So I probably kind of have to ink it. So yeah, I guess we'll see how it all comes out, but it's got to get done. I'd like it to get done like sooner than later so I can work on other stuff. I'm putting watercolor highlights in there. I don't know how that'll dry. And the white isn't like super white. See, that's like a little globule, so I don't know, maybe I can suck some of it up with a paper towel. And I don't know how bright that even came out, really. Not very. just let some of that dry on there. It just came out more gray. So I don't really know how to get those highlights in those eyes. If it was a darker piece, it would stand out a lot more, you know, so I think I will probably end up inking this stuff. I don't know. So we'll see how that all works out. This spot is bothering me because it's not an important spot, but it keeps like standing out. Now if I do this, I'm like getting myself in more trouble. It's like, oh, now I gotta do this on all the fingers, all the hand parts. I'm going in there with like this gray or whatever. I really probably shouldn't be doing that, but started it, now I can't stop. I mean, it is probably a good thing, really. It's just putting in some further details and stuff. And it doesn't have to be like crazy, like amount. It's just kind of like with the highlights, just a little bit of accent or whatever, I don't know. Deepening that the deepest darks of the hand. It's probably going to make it look better. Define the shape of this hand a little bit here. Too dry. These watercolors dry quick. Yeah, I'll probably end it here in a minute. I'm just, I guess you're gonna see me do this detail stuff here. Well, maybe I'll just end it now-ish. Man, I don't like how that came out. Go in there with just some straight up water and wash that out a little bit. See, once you get on something, you can't stop. It's that noodle effect. I picked up some of the other stuff. Everything's kind of fixable, sort of, kind of. That'll probably be okay there. Oh look, so it didn't dry like super dark, so that's a good thing. I like that, like over in this area. It's hard to, I guess you guys couldn't see some of that, sorry. So I think what I have to do left is wash out this shirt a bit, finish up, now that I did the darker parts in this, I gotta go in here and do that. And then maybe clean up this pencil a little bit. And then I'll go in and probably ink it. So, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. You guys are awesome. Thanks for all the encouragement, support, all the, you know, advice. Continue sending that forth because it's definitely helpful. And yeah, hit me up. Let me know what kind of videos you'd like me to do. If you even have another idea that I'm not saying, that's cool too. As far as, you know, the 100 days or anything else, I'll take any kind of suggestions and try it out or whatever. So that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. This is Marshall Couture of DonkeyJawProjects.com signing out for 100 Days of Making Comic making paintings. Alright, later guys.
Say, I'm at the donkey jaw.